It started like any other glamorous night in the world of Korean entertainment. The lights were blinding, the cameras flashing endlessly, and every step was captured from every angle. But no one could have predicted that amidst all the noise, one simple, unplanned moment would take over the internet. Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo, two of the biggest names in the industry, arrived separately at a high-profile event. Both looked breathtaking as always. Hye Kyo in her elegant gown, understated yet stunning. Lee Min-ho in his perfectly tailored suit, exuding his usual charm and sophistication. At first, it seemed like just another night where celebrities grace the red carpet and exchange polite smiles. But fans know one thing. The camera never misses. And that night, the cameras captured something that fans would not stop talking about for weeks. As Hye Kyo walked across the stage, the lights from the photographer's flashes grew harsher. She squinted slightly, clearly uncomfortable with the blinding bursts. She tried to maintain her poise, her graceful smile never faltering. But the moment did not escape Lee Min-ho's eyes. Without hesitation, Lee Min-ho moved closer, positioning himself subtly between Hye Kyo and the swarm of cameras. His tall frame shielded her from the relentless flashes. It was protective, instinctive, and so natural that it didn't look rehearsed at all. Almost as if it was second nature for him to protect her. The clip was only a few seconds long, but it spread like wildfire. On Twitter, fan accounts reposted it endlessly. The captions varied, but they all carried the same sentiment. Look at how he protects her. Others wrote, "This isn't acting. This is real." Within hours, the moment had gone viral. Clips were slowed down, zoomed in, replayed frame by frame. The way his eyes scanned her face to make sure she was okay. The way his hand hovered ever so slightly near her back, not touching, but close enough to guide if she needed support. It was subtle, respectful, and yet so deeply protective. And fans noticed everything. "Do you see the way he leans in? That's not just courtesy, that's care," one fan commented. Another wrote, "Lee Min-ho didn't just stand there. He moved without thinking. That's instinct, and instinct means it's real." The video soon reached millions of views, with headlines popping up everywhere. Lee Min-ho's protective side towards Hye Kyo goes viral. Netizens swoon over Lee Min-ho shielding Hye Kyo from harsh lights. The moment that proves Lee Min-ho is a true gentleman. But the attention didn't stop there. On Korean forums, netizens began to speculate. Was this just a moment of kindness, or was there something more? Why did it feel so natural, so intimate, almost as if he had done it before? Some fans recalled past interviews where Lee Min-ho spoke about how he values respect and protection in relationships. Others pointed out that Hye Kyo has often been admired for her elegance, but rarely do we see her being shielded so openly by another star. Together, the scene painted a picture that was almost cinematic. And then came the edits. Fans began pairing the viral clip with romantic music, slow-motion filters, and captions like, "The way he looks at her," or "Every queen deserves her night." Even those who weren't fans of either star found themselves swept up in the moment, commenting, "I don't know them well, but this feels like a scene straight out of a drama." What made it even more powerful was the silence of the stars themselves. Neither Lee Min-ho nor Hye Kyo addressed the viral clip directly. No statements, no clarifications. And in that silence, the imagination of fans ran wild. Because sometimes, words are unnecessary. The moment had already spoken louder than any explanation could. And while some skeptics dismissed it as coincidence, others insisted. This was not just politeness. This was a glimpse of something real. Days after, fans began digging through older footage of the two at various events. Surprisingly, they discovered a pattern. Tiny moments where Lee Min-ho would subtly step aside to let Hye Kyo pass first, or where she would smile more comfortably when he was nearby. Were these just coincidences? Or small signs that pointed toward a bond no one had noticed before? Theories spread like wildfire. Some speculated about a secret friendship. Others dared to dream it was something deeper. Perhaps a relationship carefully hidden from the public eye. But whether or not that was true, one thing was undeniable. Fans were moved. What made the moment so captivating wasn't just the gesture itself. It was what it symbolized. In an industry often obsessed with appearances, schedules, and scripted interactions, this felt unscripted. It felt raw. It felt real. Lee Min-ho didn't think about the cameras. He didn't think about the headlines. In that moment, he thought about Hye Kyo. And that was what made it unforgettable. The viral clip became more than just gossip. It became a conversation starter. On social media, people shared their own stories of being protected, cared for, or shielded in small everyday ways. Fans wrote about how even the simplest acts of protection can mean the world, whether from a friend, a partner, or even a stranger. One touching comment read, "It's not about fame. It's about humanity. Everyone deserves someone who looks out for them the way Lee Min-ho did for Hye Kyo." And in that way, the moment transcended celebrity. It became universal. Weeks later, at another public appearance, fans kept a close eye on the two stars again. And though no dramatic gestures were caught this time, what stood out most was their comfort. Hye Kyo laughed more freely when Lee Min-ho was nearby. And he, in turn, seemed at ease, his usual polished charm replaced with something softer. It was as if the world had seen behind the curtain. Not just two stars, but two people. And that's why the clip continues to circulate even now, long after the night has ended. Because it wasn't about the glitz, the glamour, or the flashing lights. It was about one quiet, instinctive act of care. An act that reminded fans that even in the most dazzling of industries, true humanity shines brightest in the smallest of gestures. So yes, caught on camera, Lee Min-ho's protective side towards Hye Kyo went viral. But maybe what really went viral wasn't just the clip. Maybe it was the reminder that love, care, and protection don't need grand declarations. Sometimes, they exist in the quietest of moments, the kind the camera wasn't even supposed to catch. And fans know one thing for certain. They'll never forget the way he looked at her that night. The way he shielded her without hesitation. The way, just for a moment, the world faded, and it was only about her. And in that timeless second, it wasn't about Lee Min-ho the superstar or Hye Kyo the icon. It was about two human beings, standing together, reminding us all that true connection can't be hidden.